Today, we begin a different kind of series, focusing on discovering, experientially, a new way of being in the world than the current destructive course. This is a precursor to external change. We will start with Christianity and then move on to Buddhism, Hinduism, and finally secular humanism. Roman Catholics have what is called a lectionary. Every day, whatever culture you are from, and whichever language you use, you will be reading, reflecting on, and praying over the exact same scripture verses as 1.4 billion others in the world. The Bible itself is the best-selling book of all time, in which people find relevance after 2,000 to 3,400 years regarding what it has to say about the purpose of life, the meaning of suffering, and our place in the cosmic scheme of things. Christianity's influence, now affecting 1/3 of the world's population, is also the reason why, from Emperor Constantine to Donald Trump, it is the religion most exploited for conquest and domination. This is possible because Christianity is also the most separatist of the Abrahamic religions. In Judaism, the word for soul, nephesh, is more encompassing of the whole living being, signifying the life force that not only connects community, but all humans and all animals. This cosmic connection allows for humanity to partner with God to practice tikkun olam, or repair of the world through justice, charity, and social action. In the mystical Kabbalah tradition, we are gathering and restoring fragmented divine light. Islam, as the world's fastest growing religion with nearly 2 billion followers, may soon exceed Christianity in influence. In Islam, justice, or adl, is a fundamental divine command to place things rightly, to give everyone their due rights, and to act with complete fairness and impartiality. Justice is universal for the global community of believers, or ummah. It applies to all people, regardless of creed, ethnicity, or status, and even extends to animals and the environment. Most of religion is abused, unfortunately, to render its adherents docile and obedient. But those who can penetrate the covering to get to the core will find themselves liberated, unleashed, and fully empowered. This is a deep-seated secret of religion that is seldom communicated, so not something that can be explained, but must be directly experienced. And this is a litmus test of religion's perversion versus its true significance. Therefore, our focus over the next 4 weeks will be on the latter, on exploring essence rather than surface, experience rather than theology, and the eternal peace of being rather than frenzied doing. We have discussed over time the need for mental hygiene, resilience building, and finding peace and grounding within ourselves in the midst of constant surrounding storms. But this will be much more. We will be striving for ultimate solutions and ultimate truths. Therefore, I would like us to engage in an exercise of using various traditions and the advantages their languages offer, but also going past them. We will read from the sacred scriptures, meditate together, and search for whatever works for us personally. But the ultimate goal is to get to the place of oneness that connects us to love and frees us from bondage. For now, we return to the Catholic lectionary at the turn of the year, as I believe it helps us to understand our time in history. Children, it is the last hour, and just as you heard that Antichrist is coming, even now many antichrists have appeared. From this we know that it is the last hour. They went out from us, but they were not really of us. For if they had been of us, they would have remained with us. But they went out so that it would be shown that they all are not of us. Who is the liar but the Antichrist, the one who denies the Father and the Son? The Bible is a very sophisticated textbook of psychology and psychopathology, in which psychopath can substitute Antichrist and very much explain our struggles today. Those who are ruling the world and wrecking it are the psychopaths, who are also pathological liars. But above all, they are outsiders to love, as a colleague and scholar of psychopathy, Elizabeth Howell, has aptly put it. It is this transition of the world from oneness to ever-growing separation that we are grappling with. Separation gives rise to division, antagonism, and fear, preoccupying humanity with the need to protect itself. To help our experience of the true phenomenology, let us try substituting love for the Father and the Son. The psychopathic liar is the one who denies love and separates from love. To vindicate one's miserable state, one tries to separate others from love. But love is indivisible, and what makes us one? Let me quote from Talking with Angels. The heart only knows fear if it is half rather than one, if it is part rather than whole. Wholeness is health, only its lack explains the fear, the thirst, and the destructiveness. As a human species, we are far from experiencing and enjoying the full potential of the life-affirming health that lies within us. And as individuals, we have had only glimpses of that life-giving light that makes us feel so alive and full of hope. The lectionary continues. In him was life, and that life was the light of all humankind. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Earlier, this passage begins with, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God." What is more important than any particular historical figure is the message of life and light. We have each experienced this message directly ourselves. It's available to all of us. We have life in the body and light in the sun and the moon and the stars. But soon that will not be enough, and we will seek an inner light, which gives an inner life, which fills and fulfills beyond anything else. This is what we will meditate on this session until the inner light and inner life become so real they overwhelm all else. I quote from Talking with Angels again. If the light of God burns in you, then darkness cannot harm you. Raise your heart high above, and then the light can come. Burn, live, be filled with light. When you not only think you live, but live life, then everything becomes possible, and your faith will move mountains. So let us now begin a 3-minute meditation. The purpose of this is to close our eyes, to remove ourselves from our senses, our short-sighted limitations, and to experience ourselves in full expanse. Then, through our inner eye, we can see ourselves as far more expansive and ever-expanding until we are all one. We experience ourselves as connected with everyone else in this fellowship, with family and friends in our lives, with our community, society, the nation, and eventually the entire cosmos. Without the senses and seeing that we have separate bodies and defining ourselves by them, we can expand as far as we desire, only to discover that we have no boundaries. We will keep ourselves here for the next 3 minutes.